Welcome to another lesson in the Python programming for beginner series. In this video, we'll be talking about functions. What is a function? A function is a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. Functions allows you to structure your code more efficiently by defining a set of instructions that can be executed whenever needed without needing to rewrite those specific line of codes. So simply put, a function is a block of reusable code, and whenever you want to perform that task, you don't have to rewrite those code, you just have to call that function and it's going to perform that task repeatedly as many times as you call it. You can actually define your own functions, but before we go into custom functions, let's look at the inbuilt functions. Python has some functions that are inbuilt. They are readily available for you to use, and since the beginning of the series, we'll be using some of those functions. For example, we've used the float function. The float is used to convert other data types into floating point number. Which other function we've used? We've used bool. Bool is used to convert data to boolean. I think we've used print. Print is our most used inbuilt function. We've used print. Which other one? We've used int. So we have all these inbuilt functions. We've used string also to convert other data types to string. We've also used round. We've used round. It's used for rounding up or down numbers. So Python has all these inbuilt functions at your fingertip. They are available for your use by default. And you also are at the liberty of defining your own custom functions. To define your custom functions, possibly you want to create a function that its task is to be welcoming people to, let's say, to this series. So to create a custom function, to define a function, you start with the keyword of def. That is define. That means you want to define a function. After the def keyword, you have the function name. So we have the function name. Whatever you want to call the function, for example, let's say we want to call the function name. So after the name of the function, you have the parentheses. After the parentheses, you have your colon. So after the colon, you can now define the task that you want the function to be performing. So here we have task to be performed. Don't mind my typo. Performed by the function. Alright, so this is the syntax for function. You have the def keyword, def, for defining function, followed by the function name. So we have the parentheses, colon, and then the task to be performed by the function. So for example, let's say we want a function that will be welcoming people to this series, to this programming series. We can say def, we'll call the name of the function welcome. So we have our parentheses, then colon. So we can say print. This is the task we want this function to be performing. So we can say welcome to Python for beginners. Okay, we have Python programming for beginners. Okay, so we have series. All right, so this function is performing just this task to be welcoming people to this series. So if we save this now, if we run this, we are not going to see anything in our console. And why is that? The reason for that is because we've not called our function. At this point, we only define our function. For a function to be executed, you need to call the function, or you need to invoke it. Whatever term you are suitable with, you can use call, you can use invoke. So to get the function to execute the code it needs, you have to call the function. To call the function, you need to do is to just write the name and then invoke it using the parentheses. With this now, if we run this again, we are going to have our welcome message printed into the console. So you have welcome to Python programming for beginners series. The benefit of function is that you can repeatedly call the function the number of times you like. You can call it as many times as you like. That is the benefit of function. You don't need to keep rewriting this line of code inside of the function. You only need to call the function and it's going to execute whatever code is inside of it. So assuming we want this to be printed 3 times, all you need to do is just call the function 3 times and then we run our code. Okay, so you can see we have the message printed 3 times. So that's the benefit of function. With functions, you don't need to you write your code. All you need to do is to just call the function the number of times you like. Alright, that's that for functions. I will see you in the next video.